Hello everyone. Now that you have your form set up with all the ActiveX controls checkboxes added, the next part is to begin coding. Now I'm gonna go to my developers tab, take myself out of design mode, which pretty much this means we're in production mode, which is the mode that the form will open up when your user opens up the form. So right now, without doing any kind of coding, nothing on this form is functional. We can check mark 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All 5 are check marked. No kind of statistics are being calculated, and of course this is not what we want. We want it to be functional. So that's where we're gonna have to do some coding. Now the very first thing that I'm gonna show you in this video is how we can set up the checkboxes so that if you were to select option 3, your user won't be able to select option 5 and then 3 remain active. So let me show you how to do that. On your developers tab, select design mode. So now we'll be able to click the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and double click the 1. The moment you double click your first checkbox, it's going to pull you into the Visual Basic environment. And what this is saying is private sub, and it's question 1A, which is what we named this control. Click. So any code that we put here is what will be executed when your user clicks on the screen. So just to show you really quick, this is just a little message box. You clicked checkbox 1. So I'm going to take us out of design mode, toggling back to Microsoft Word. If I click 1, we get that message box. So you click checkbox 1. If I'm to uncheck mark it, it's still going to say you click checkbox 1 because all the procedure is saying is that if the user clicks this option, that message box is going to come up. So I'm going to put us back into design mode, and we're going to put the code that we really want. So what we want to do is if the user selects question 1A, we're going to do an if statement. And you don't need to have a crystal clear understanding of if statements. This is just a pretty basic if statement. We're not doing anything complicated here, and again, you're going to see the code on my screen. So we're going to put if q1a dot value equals true, which means that when the user picks it, if it now has a check mark, then the value is going to be true. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do end if. So any code that I put in here is what's going to occur if the user clicks question 1 and the value is true, meaning that it's check marked. And so what we're going to want to do in this case is we want to set 2, 3, 4, and 5 to false or unchecked. So we're going to do q1b dot value equals false. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to paste it, so that way all I have to do is change Q1B, C, D, and E. So I'm going to kind of just recap again what this is doing. If the user is to click on question 1 option A, which is the one that we have set right here, and we determine that the value is checked or true, then it's going to do B, C, D, and E as false, meaning it's going to uncheck mark them. So I'm going to close this out, take us out of design mode, and show you what this does. If I'm to select it right now, nothing's going to happen, or we don't see anything happen. But if I also select 2, 3, 4, and 5, which again, these should be Q1B, C, D, and E, and now I select the first checkbox, all those are blanked out. I'm going to go on and select 2, 3, 4, and 5 again, and this time I'm going to uncheck mark the first option, Q1A. As you see, nothing will happen because the user clicked it, and it's not seeing that the value as being true, so it doesn't pay attention to any of these. But I'm going to show you how we're going to correct that and make this all better. That way the user can only select one option. So I'm going to put us back into design mode. What we just did for this checkbox, we're going to have to do for 2, 3, 4, and 5. But of course, we're going to have to change some values around. So first, I'm going to copy this, and I'm only going to copy the if statement. I'm not going to copy the private sub, Q1A click, or the end sub. I'm specifically going from the begin of the if statement down to the end if, and I'm going to copy that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 2, and again I have myself in design mode. I'm going to double click the 2. So now I'm in Q1B click. I'm going to paste the if statement that I have, and we're going to change the value. Now it's going to be, we have Q1B, so it's going to be if Q1B that value equals true, then what you're going to do is set all the other ActiveX controls to false that are in question 1, with the exception of B. So we're going to do A, C, D, and E. And we're going to repeat that process for the next ActiveX control 3. And here I'm going to speed this up, but all I'm doing here again is if question 1 option C is true, set all the other checkboxes to false, which is A, B, D, and E. I'll do the same thing for 4. A, B, C, and E will be false. And then option E, question 1E, if that's true, then A, B, C, and D will be false. Let's go on and test this out. I'm going to take us out of design mode. If I select option 1 right now, it's going to be true. Everything else is going to be set to false. If I select 2, everything else is set to false. If I select 3 and 3 is true, all the other ones are set as false. If I select 4, all the other ones have been set to false, and if I select 5, all of them have been set to false. So all that is set, and that's all just for question 1, A, B, C, D, and E. Question 2 still has no kind of functionality, so that's going to be the next thing that we're going to do. But in this video, take the time to really look at what you're doing for question 1 for all 5 checkboxes, A, B, C, D, and E. In the next video, I'm just going to quickly go through adding the coding for the next 2 questions, which is pretty much going to be doing the same process, but it's going to be question 2, A, B, C, D, and E, and question 3, A, B, C, D, and E. Thank you for watching, guys.